What is your audio recording setup preference during a video shoot?
Hi, Chris. Audio recording setup. Well, I use Camtasia to record to screen capture for my videos, be them for YouTube or for any other tutorial. And I use the lovely Rode Podcaster. There we go. And that's good enough for me. If I'm using, if I'm just shooting here, there we go, on my Lumix, then I'll use one of these bad boys, which is a lovely shotgun mic. That's dirt cheap. That's about £8 off of eBay. Now, that's pretty much it. I don't use any specialized audio software on my Mac. It's just those two simple mics. I do have a clip-on lav mic as well, which only costs a couple of quid on eBay. But that's it for me. I don't use any specialized recording software, audio software anyway. Aaron?
I use a variety of audio setups. For my tutorials and my vlogs and my hangouts, you can see I'm using an Audio-Technica AT4040, which plugs in through XLR. I prefer XLR over the USB mics because I feel like generally you get more options if you have a digital input box. I can try to show you that here. There's a digital input box made by M Audio, and so basically you can plug in an XLR microphone and a regular 1/4-inch instrument, and that just gives me the option to change the levels and record, and it has AISO capability, so you can have low latency recording and all that stuff. If I am recording outside, like I'm doing my digital painting outdoors videos, I have a USB mic because then it's necessary. It's less stuff to bring with me, so I don't have to bring the digital input box. So yeah. I have a Rode NT USB that I use for that, with a little windsock over it, or a little wind filter over it, so it doesn't pick up the wind.
Just one of these foamy.
Yeah, something like that. Occasionally I'll have two microphones. I did a in-person kind of tutorial with one of my artist friends here in Seattle the other day, and since we were both kind of separate from each other, we each had a microphone, and then I just synced it up that way. I do want to get a shotgun mic for my camcorder. I think that would be good, and I also want to get a wireless lavalier.
I got this on eBay, and it was dirt cheap, to the point where I looked at it and thought, that's going to be useless.
Yeah.
Because it was the cheapest one there. Mm-hmm. But I went on YouTube, saw a couple of reviews, and people had unboxing videos of it, and they were actually like, this is actually a really good mic.
I'll have to check that out.
And it was so cheap. So the cable that it came with was too long, though.
Mm-hmm.
And it is
XLR. Yeah,
it is XLR. To a 1.5. I think it's a 1.5. But the XLR cable was too long, so I had to just replace it with a slightly shorter one. Luckily, I had one. Otherwise, I'd have been flopping all over my camera. I'd have had to tie it to the tripod.
Yeah, audio quality is really important in your videos. I mean, people are going to be listening to it, and I think bad audio is more offensive than bad video. So
definitely.
You want to have a good microphone. Like the camera or the microphone that's built into your laptop is not going to cut it. The camera that's built into your iPhone, it might be okay, but it's probably not going to cut it. You're going to want at least some sort of microphone. You know, they have really cheap lavaliers. Those probably aren't going to sound that great. What I would recommend is what Lawrence and I, denser microphone. You know, it's that kind of capsule shape with the grill. And that's what they use in recording studios for voiceovers, for singing. It's a very sensitive microphone, so it's going to pick up a lot of stuff. So you want to make sure that you have a quiet environment. You want to move it away from your computer or anything else in your house that's going to make noise, because it's really going to pick that up. They're also kind of fragile, so you're going to want to not touch them when you're recording with them. That's why Lawrence and I both have ours on a stand with a shock mount.
Yeah.
I have this pop filter, which if I go, you know, and accidentally do what are called plosives, when you say P and B and things like that, that gets picked up by the mic. And so this helps to kind of deflect that air. You could also use a dynamic mic, which is, you know, the kind with a little ball on top that you see singers using if you were doing like an interview or something, but you know, they need to have to hold the mic, and so that might not be
some people use desk mounted mics, but I'm not too keen on that. I think the arm is better, so you can move it around. If you're if you move around at your desk and sit at different places all the time, the stand is one of these kind of arms is better, and you can move that around and shove it out of the way if you're not using it that particular day.
Yeah, I have mine on a little stand here.
Yeah,
the stand is just sitting on the floor, and then I swing it, you know, towards and away whenever I need it to be active, and then other times it's just kind of out of the way. So it's just right here, and when I want to come in and record, I can. Just to finish off that question, as far as software, I also record. I've been leaning away from Camtasia because it crashes all the time, and it has a lot of problems with Windows 10, and I end up spending 2 to 4 times longer on a video than I need to.
It really does crash all the time, doesn't it?
It's bad. It's really, really, really bad. But at the same time, there's no other software professionalism, so I have to use it. But I'm starting to learn Adobe Premiere. I know how to use After Effects, but Premiere is it was challenging. But recently I've done a few videos, and I'm seeing that I spend less time doing it in Premiere, even if I'm a little slower in Premiere. And I can do everything in Premiere that I could do in Camtasia Studio without the crashes, and it renders faster. So
that's interesting, because I use Camtasia on the Mac. You use it on the PC, but obviously on the Mac it crashes all the time as well. The people who develop Camtasia don't seem to care anyway that their product crashes all the time, because otherwise they fix it.
They pass the buck like nobody else passes the buck. There's so many forum posts on their website and other websites that complain about problems that everybody has, and they're like, oh, we'll try this. They run you in circles.
Yeah,
I went through their tech support, and you know, I'm not trying to really knock the company, because I do think they have a good product, but they.
Yeah, but you know, they're not going to fix it anytime soon.
It's $300 a pop. They need to fix. It's not 64-bit. That's probably one of the problems. Probably all of our computers are 64-bit. It has a severe memory problem where it doesn't seem to use. It either uses all of the memory in your computer really inefficiently, or it's not using all of it. It's only using a fraction. I can't tell, but yeah, what a pain. So as far as editing audio, there are some rudimentary audio editing features in Camtasia Studio. You can level the levels of your volume, which is really helpful. You can obviously, you know, turn the volume up and down. You can fade it in and out, which is helpful. And then there is a noise reduction filter that you can apply, which does a pretty dang good job, I think, to reduce the background noise. So I always apply all those things. In Adobe Premiere, there are some, you can, you know, do basically the same thing. I don't think there's a noise reduction filter. I could be wrong. So for that, I would use Adobe Audition, which has anything you could ever imagine. I mean, Adobe Audition will clean the heck out of your audio. So, you know, if you're really concerned about that, that's what I would use. If you have the Creative Cloud subscription.
Well, I was going to say, I've just gotten the full Creative Cloud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you can get an Audition, and that it's really good for polishing audio.
That's very, very interesting. It's very, very interesting. I'll have to talk to you more about that.